It was important to me to be part of this lawsuit because, yes, it is difficult to hear these stories and to relive the worst days of our lives over and over again. But it's important because, unfortunately, our situations are not unique. They're not rare. Pregnancy complications happen. Pregnancy is not a health neutral condition, and things can go wrong. And things went wrong with my very wanted pregnancy. And people need to know that these horrifying, nightmarish experiences happen and they're real, and they're not something that is just hypothetical.
They're real indeed, Molly. The Texas law, it includes an exception to save the life of a mother. I want you to explain for me, for our audience, why in the real world, when you apply this, that had no meaning for your clients.
I mean, there are a couple of problems with this law. First of all, it bans all abortions, right? So that's a big problem. But even the bare minimum that we're asking for here, which is that patients with serious pregnancy complications be allowed to access abortion, we're asking for that because it's not happening under the exception. I mean, those who support abortion bans often tout these exceptions as, well, don't worry, the patients that really need abortions are getting them. But that's simply not true, right? And the problem is that you pair an extreme abortion ban. We're talking about 99 years in prison, loss of licensure, hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines, and then you use vague language that has no meaning in the medical profession. Of course, physicians are scared and don't know what abortions they can provide and which they can't. So our lawsuit asks for that really bare minimum. And I think what I really was shocked to see this last week is I was just confounded by the state's approach in this case, right? They didn't want our plaintiffs to testify at all, and I think it's obvious why, but then they objected to that testimony as irrelevant to the lawsuit, and then they just went as hard as they possibly could, right? When the state's expert was testifying that women like Taylor should be forced to carry their pregnancies to term, I couldn't help but keep turning around to check on Taylor, on Samantha, on our other clients, right? Because I think any family who struggled with fertility would be offended, if not traumatized, by what the state was arguing.
Right, Taylor, I wonder how it felt to hear that said as you had taken it upon yourself to share what is already a difficult experience to share.
Yeah, as Molly said, I mean, it was just horrifying to hear, especially following Samantha's testimony the previous day, where she was forced to carry a fetus with a fatal diagnosis similar to my daughter's diagnosis. And I mean, that is the compassionate option for them is terrifying a little bit. And it just really felt like the state does not care about us or other pregnant people in Texas who are faced with or could be faced with these situations.
Molly, talk me through legally what the end goal is here. What do you think can be done in the courts?
Well, you know, we at the Center for Reproductive Rights have litigated reproductive rights cases, abortion rights cases for decades. And just because Roe v. Wade is no longer the law of the land doesn't mean that we stop. Far from it, right? The next day after Roe was overturned, we came back to work. So this lawsuit, in some senses, is very small because all we're asking for in this lawsuit is, as I said, the bare minimum. Patients with serious pregnancy complications should still be getting abortion access in their home communities under the medical exception. But because that exception doesn't function in practice, we need a court to clarify what it actually means so that patients like Taylor can receive that care. You know, from there, I just have to say, right, that this is going to be a long battle. But the other thing that is really important about this case is it involves the voices of real pregnant people, real women saying, this is what happened to me, and this is why in my situation, abortion is healthcare. And at the Center for Reproductive Rights, we believe that litigation like this will truly help the public understand and feel compassion towards everyone who seeks abortion and really realize that, you know, the public should be able to decide what they want to do. We should each be able to raise our families in the way that we see fit. And the government has no role in telling us when we should be pregnant, when we shouldn't, and how we should grieve.
Taylor, as one of those real women, as one of those real voices, I'm sure you understand there's a duality to your audience here, right? There is both the people in that courtroom, and there's the reason we invited you here tonight, because there are Americans all across the country who want to hear your story and want to understand things as you see it. What is it that you want them to take away from this? What is it you want them to understand?
I think what I want them to take away from this is that you have no clue what you would do until you're actually faced with this scenario. Especially speaking from my situation. I mean, I went into the anatomy scan thinking we were just going to see our baby and have a great day. And I had no idea that families are given the worst news of their lives on that day, as I was. And once you're in that situation, having your options limited or completely taken away from you compounds the trauma you're already going through. And that, we're really not asking for something different to be, invented for us, or some new procedure or anything else. We're just asking for something that's recognized healthcare in most of the civilized world. And because we were pregnant, we couldn't be given that care. That's basically.